Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, in whichever part of the world that you are, and welcome to Learnomites, where learning is for all, and all that we do is for learning. So today we have a very special guest with us, a very dear friend, and someone, like I said, whom I look up to in the field of HR. His name is Nandakishore Sharma, and we call him, or I call him, as NK. So throughout the interview, I'm going to address him as NK. Now, if I have to introduce or talk about NK's background, so NK or Nandakishore Sharma is someone who has done his graduation in chemistry. So he's BSc chemistry. He has done some diploma in chemical processing and things like that. He has done his diploma in labor laws. He has done his masters in personnel management. Uh, there are a number of other HR certifications and trainings which he has done throughout his illustrious career of more than 3 decades, almost 30 plus years or 32 plus years to be precise. So I'm sure it would be great, it would be exciting, it would be fun to talk with NK and talk about his work and how does it apply to all of us real time. So without any further ado, I think let me formally welcome NK and let us start with this wonderful chat. But before that, please like and share this video as much as you can and please subscribe to the Learnomites channel. So let, let us begin with the chat and let me welcome NK. So NK, hi.
Hi, Girish.
So first of all, thank you so much for agreeing and giving your time to Learnomites. So I'm really grateful for that. Thank you so much.
In fact, I am thankful to you. You see, allowing me to speak on Learnomites, it's something I had been looking for the time you started,
Wonderful.
and the day is here.
So, normally I ask all the guests, and I'm going to do that with you as well. That have you been watching Learnomites, and so I mean, what do you feel about Learnomites? Since you are someone who believes in learning and development.
Okay, I mean, I have watched all of your videos, all of the interviews, all of your postings, um, and I believe each and every of the episode has given me some or other learning.
Mm-hmm.
So the way you have presented things, the way you have conducted the interviews with, I mean, so many people.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I sit back and just imagine, wow, you are so lucky to meet so many people, and you see, it's always learning, and
Yep.
I guess that is what Learnomites it's all about.
Sure. Thank you so much, NK. And as I said in the introduction, so you have NK has more than 3 decades of experience. So this experience, of course, has been with some wonderful and renowned organizations like Magna, POSCO, Badwe Engineering, and of course Hyundai Construction Equipments and many other organizations. And of course, in the recent times, you have started with your own consulting or HR practice, which is known as HR Solutions Infinite. With all this, and of course, uh, we often keep on thinking that Girish, these practices are not just for corporates, but they can be applied by all of us. Because I would like to tell you, and NK, I'm sure you're aware, that the audience of Learnomite includes chartered accountants, include MBA aspiring students, includes professionals, and of course some wonderful homemakers as well. So, what is HR according to you, and how do we apply these practices uh, in a real time? If you can maybe illustrate with one or two examples.
Wow, oh, wonderful question. See, for me, HR is not just human resources. Actually, for me, it's human relations.
Mm-hmm.
So during my, you see, I worked with the companies you named, and what I could learn is everything is based on relations, and that is what is a family is also.
Absolutely.
So if we, you see, try to see what we can take away from HR as such for a homemaker
Yeah.
or for a family, there
Yeah.
are lots of things. We start from relations. And if we talk of blue collar employees, because HR, you see, when I come from manufacturing background,
Yeah.
and probably 60 to 70% of the people working in any manufacturing setup are blue collar employees, the
Correct.
people who are working on shop floor.
Correct.
So when we relate it to our personal lives, you see, we deal with drivers, we deal with our homemates, we deal with lots of such people.
Yeah.
A courier fellow, a security
Absolutely.
fellow in our society.
Mhm.
So these are the people who are working on the ground.
Right.
And whereas staff is like they are confined to their seats, their desks, and they are more to think and strategize things.
Yeah.
And whereas blue collar people are the people who actually carry on the work, physical work.
Right.
So how do we deal with such people?
Mhm.
So like I said, it's more of relations.
Okay.
Unfortunately, many times I observed, especially the budding HR.
Mhm.
Sometimes what happens, I mean, I I complete my MBA through some, you see, very good institute, and I get placed at such a wonderful position in good company.
Right.
But I lack that, you see, I have that gap. When I try to talk to blue collar employees, somehow I, you see, think, okay, अरे these are like, ये तो वर्कर लोग हैं, इनसे क्या बात करना है. He, someone else will do, a junior fellow to me, he needs to handle these guys.
Correct.
And my role, I guess, would be like more strategy, thinking, and policy making, very sophisticated kind of thing. But talking about a manufacturing, or in fact even a service industry,
Yeah.
it doesn't happen.
Correct.
I've seen people insulting housekeeping. I mean, housekeepers. So someone trying to come to an HR with some, say, you see, for them a single rupee also counts.
Absolutely.
So a little miscalculation into his overtime money, he gets worried. So then who is there to whom he should go? Of
Correct.
course, HR.
Mhm.
So he tries to come to HR and tries to find out what went wrong.
Yeah.
And many times they are not treated well. I mean, it doesn't happen very often, but whenever it happens, the repercussions are not good.
Correct.
So I learned lots of things I mean,
From
by
them.
seeing these,
Yeah.
and by throughout my career how to handle these people. So what I found was, these are our own buddies. I mean, they are our own, like, family members. Why to consider a workman as a workman?
Yeah.
He is just an like any other employee,
Absolutely.
just like me,
Yeah.
who is coming here, spending his 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, whatever,
Yeah.
and trying to earn something to take care of his family. See, basically, I mean, of course, I mean, I'm blessed. I could learn, I could do lots of certifications, post graduations, and I climbed the ladder through corporate. I'm quite happy. But what happens to a person who doesn't get such an opportunity? A person who is an ITI.
Especially in a country like ours,
Right.
where sometimes there's always this lack between opportunities versus number of people.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens? And they are you see, they are into bulk. So 30 staff is to 70 workmen, blue collar employees. How do they grow? Or do they remain a workman throughout their life? So unfortunately, we cannot create so many opportunities for them.
Beyond a point.
Yeah. So how do we treat, how do we consider that, you see, this fellow has a potential, and in spite of having a potential, I am not able to provide him an opportunity. So what he may be feeling? He may be, of course, getting frustrated. Okay,
Right.
I mean, they have, you see, labor unions, trade unions, that is what
And
we
all
call.
those things.
Yeah, they have
Which
increments.
I think was very notorious in the 1970s, I think.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
You must have seen those days as well.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm fortunate enough to work with various labor unions, right from Bharatiya Kamgar Sena to local internal unions also,
Okay.
registered and recognized unions.
Mm-hmm.
But coming back to, you see, what connects us as a common person with these people
Yeah.
is the relations.
Okay.
So I always try to be their leader. Instead of being an HR manager as such, I thought, you see, my job is to take care of the employees
Correct.
as my children.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm trying to relate it to a family again.
Yeah.
I sometimes I come into a role of a father.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to be a mother.
Yeah.
So ensuring that they get their right compensation, salary in time, they get the benefits, other medical benefits. Even you see small things like uniform, like clothes, safety shoes, in time,
Mm.
sufficient numbers. Like a mother takes care of his, you see, clothing, etc., all comforts of a child.
Correct.
And like a father, I appreciate the people to be disciplined. So, how to maintain a discipline in
Yeah.
a workplace and earn, bring earnings. I mean, try to earn to, you see, maintain that status quo of a family.
Yeah.
So that is like productivity in terms of if we take it to a factory to maintain the discipline and the productivity.
Correct.
So this is how it is linked. And in a layman's language, again, coming back to your question, how
Yeah.
to
HR for all, as we
yeah.
always keep on saying.
So what could it be? Try to maintain the relations. Try
Mm-hmm.
to respect everyone who is coming to you. Whatever, sometimes petty we may find him कि अरे ये तो क्या है तीसरी चौथी
Pass hai.
पास होगा ये तो नेपाल से है. You see these days we find lots of Nepalis as security guards in various
Organizations or institutions.
residential
Yeah.
complexes, societies. So it doesn't mean we get a right to see bulldoze them or ignore them or ignore their needs.
Yeah.
So try to be more human.
Mm-hmm.
That is one thing. That is what my HR is, human relations.
Yeah.
And there are some technical things
Aspects.
like when I was working with one of the leading steel makers, global leader.
Yeah.
They taught me about QSS, that is Quick Six Sigma.
Quick Six Sigma.
Six Sigma.
Sounds a little technical.
Yes, it is. But believe me, I mean, we had an activity called visual planning, and we drove this. I mean, I was trained in Korea by the company on visual planning. A very wonderful activity, and so simple it is. But you see, we tend to miss it out so many times. It made my life so easy once we started implementing visual planning at our plant level.
Yeah. So, sorry to intervene, MK,
Yeah.
but now that you've spoken about it, you went to Korea, you got trained on visual planning. So, can you just quickly illustrate for the benefit of all our viewers who are from different walks of life that how can they use visual planning the
Yes.
way you did in your erstwhile organization?
Okay. So I will give an example how I did, and then maybe it will be easier for people,
For
for
the
the
viewers.
viewers to relate it to their day-to-day activity.
Makes sense.
So like I am working for 8 hours in a company.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I map my, you see, hours, my time, whatever I am spending? Many times it used to happen at the end of the day. I used to wonder, अरे क्या हुआ 8 घंटा ऐसे निकल गया ये आज प्लान किया था planned this activity, this was on top priority, but I couldn't do it, I couldn't attempt.
Correct.
So once I started mapping the hours, like I started making small tags.
Tax.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Wherein I started mapping hourly activities.
Okay.
Any activity which used to consume more than 20 minutes,
Okay.
I used to write it down and paste it on my whiteboard where I could see, and only not just me, anyone, my bosses, super bosses, whoever wanted to see what MK has done today,
Yeah.
could come to my table and see, okay, out of these 8 hours, these are the activities we have done.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then we used to use red tags
Okay.
for activities which are unplanned and
Okay.
which consumed more than 20 minutes.
Okay.
So that was the, you see, waste of time. and gradually then we could identify uh, what was the actually waste, what were the reasons I was wasting time, where, how, and then how can I eliminate it.
Okay.
So, like for example, visitors coming to the factory and without any appointments.
Correct.
So many a times I used to, okay, just visitor, he gaya abhi, he's at the gate, so let him alone. Okay, I mean, let me see him.
So extend courtesy, basically.
Yeah. So I used to let them in, and then hota ये था कि then I am sitting with them for 45 minutes discussing things.
Correct.
Now this was not planned, neither planned. I didn't made any provisions in the working hours. So such things used to happen. Then I could use the focus. Okay, my most of the time is being spent on unplanned meetings.
Okay.
So then I tried, you see, eliminating such meetings. Whoever is coming, for an example, even internal meetings, if it was not planned, then we started questioning.
Okay.
Arre Baba, that is okay, it's your priority. But if it is not a firefighting thing, please plan this. Maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow, take appointment, take time from everyone, and then plan this activity.
Mm-hmm.
So gradually, when everyone started doing this in
Yeah.
the factory,
Yeah.
and just imagine if everyone starts doing this at
Home.
So, for a you see example, time spent on television. Time
So let's
spent,
say a student,
Yeah.
someone who is an aspiring chartered accountant or
Right.
who's doing his MBA, his or her MBA.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So if parents go and tell him, "Kare, don't watch TV for 2 hours. You need to reduce your time. I mean,
The screen time.
Yeah, screen time." He may find it. You see, "Kare, क्या है ये? हमेशा आके मुझको टीवी मत
ज्ञान देते
देखो,
रहते हैं।
टीवी मत देखो बोलते रहते हैं." But I like this. So if we try to train him, let him only calculate his own hours, how much he has read, how much he has watched TV and all other activities. So he can start mapping,
Yeah.
and then on his own he can make out कि अरे यार ये 12 घंटे में से तो मेरा टीवी 3 घंटा हो रहा है, and whereas I am reading, spending time on reading only for an hour.
Yeah.
And that is the reason I am unable to score, or I am unable to cover, you see, my syllabus or whatever, my portion, or I am unable to do give more time to some other activity. So a very simple thing, you would have seen lots of homemakers, ladies doing this. They write some small chits and post it on refrigerators.
Correct.
So it's a bit kind of visual planning.
It's yeah. So not in the formal way, as you said,
Yes.
but this thing.
But they can improve it, they can make it a bit formal.
Yeah.
They can have a small space, a small whiteboard or anything, even on wall.
Yeah.
We painted a black square on one of our kitchen walls, and my wife, she, you see, writes down the things. Today these activities, this was the waste.
Yeah.
So she now knows, how she can improve. If supposing she is talking to a neighbor, a lady neighbor, and and that conversation goes on for an hour.
So you mean to say gossiping? Okay, wonderful. Yeah.
Hopefully, you see this joke
Yeah,
of
this
mine
may
is
not
taken,
offend our viewers. Yes.
and especially my wife. So,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
but it works.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
tried doing this at home also, and
Right.
then you see I get leisure time, and that is how I could start write poems, or spend more time on
Yeah.
my hobbies.
Okay. So, dear viewers, NK has spoken about visual planning, and I'm sure you would like to know more. Of course, we have shown you a few pictures on the screen as well. But at the same time, in case you would like to know more from NK, if you have any queries or if you really want to learn, with NK's permission, I think NK, we are going to share your email with all our viewers, and you can kind of guide them. Is that okay with you?
Yes, I will be obliged. Yes, I will be happy.
Thank you so much. NK, just one thing which always, I wonder that after 35 plus years of experience and, so much of things, like you said, you write poetry, you spend time on thinking, and for you, it's not human resource, it is human relations. Such a wonderful definition of HR. Why did you feel of pursuing PhD and, I'm not going to say at this age because I know you're someone who's like, for whom age is just a number. But then still, why was this need of pursuing a PhD? What was the real reason behind it, and if you can just tell us about that.
Yes, it's like for two reasons. One was that I was actually interested right from my college days. I was interested in teaching.
Okay.
So I wanted to pursue my career. I mean, the second innings of mine. So because first priority was to get into
Work.
corporate, get hands-on experience, and earn some money for stabilizing my life and my family's life,
Absolutely.
and then go for my hobby or my passion. So that was somewhere in back of my mind. Secondly, now what I could find or what I feel is, you see, when I talk about HR based on my experience, unless it is certified, like you see, a person can be a very good trainer, right, by birth maybe or by as a passion,
Yeah.
but unless he carries some certifications, people you tend to, you see, find
Undermine that.
yeah, they find it like a gap. So if I send my CV to as a trainer to a company, they will try to find out what all certifications I have gone through into my profile. So
True.
I wanted to cover up that part. So
Okay.
when I'm talking based on my experience, let it be based on a more scientific approach,
Okay.
not just my experience, because my experience may tend to carry a bit of emotions too. I may not find it, or I may miss it, you see,
Sure.
separating. So the best way is to have a scientific approach, a technical approach, and then whatever I would like to say based on my experience would carry more, you see, I shouldn't say authenticity, but maybe more, it can be easily accepted by people.
Okay.
So that is one of the reasons.
Okay. Thank you so much. Well, I think there is this connection with NK's wonderful profile that he has also become an author, and I would really like to ask him a question on that. Yes, NK. So, as I said, I would like to know more about your journey as writing books. So, where did this all come from? And moreover, for me, how did you find the time to write books amidst your busy schedule now as a freelance consultant?
Okay, okay. So again, I will repeat the same thing. I'm very blessed. Uh, the moment I thought of writing a book, after a couple of months, this Corona thing happened.
Okay.
So I had made a list of the titles. There are about 7-8 books I want to. My wish is to write about 7-8 books, wherein I have completed and published one of the books. Two are already in pipeline. I have completed writing. They are with the publisher, and maybe very soon they may get published.
Okay.
Why I wanted to write a book was like to give back my experience to the society, and I want to learn more. So unless I discharge whatever you see is filled up here in my mind, so I have to pour it out, especially for budding HR.
Okay.
So my book talks about some, you see, some skills which
Okay.
a team leader and supervisors,
Okay.
they can, I mean, if they want to do it, that will be a great help for them
Okay.
in growing in the industry.
Wonderful. Well, some amazing takeaways from this episode or from this day or a rendezvous with NK. A wonderful definition of HR, which I thought. So, human resources is what I knew and traditionally what I have learned during my MBA and otherwise from my corporate career so far. But now, human relations. At the same time, he spoke about writing a book and what was the reason and all of that. And I am excited, and I'm sure most of our viewers will be excited to know what is the book all about, and of course, understand more from our subject matter expert NK that how does one go about writing books, maybe, or well, let's see. But before that, please like, share, and subscribe Learnomites. Like and share this episode as much as you can, and definitely do subscribe Learnomites. please press the bell icon for weekly notifications. So see you next week with the amazing story of how does one go about writing a book. Thank you.